Hello everyone, I'm Boiler and I welcome you to this video where we will talk about something that has the Starfield community wondering. Can we or can we not visit Earth in Starfield, the upcoming space action RPG from Bethesda? Yeah, we got the big gameplay reveal last week, narrated by the Todfather, and we saw about 12-13 minutes of gameplay footage in that. And there were a few things that were left unclear after that presentation. In an interview with IGN, Tonor cleared some of these questions up, but we still have a lot to wonder and to speculate about after the reveal and the interview. And one of these things is, can we visit Earth? There is no confirmation on that. There's also no denial on that, but there are a few hints or teasers in the reveal footage that we will have a look at and we will discuss what that means. Now, the first big thing here obviously is the star map that we have from the footage, where we can clearly see a Sol system right here, a little bit above the middle of the map here. We also have an Alpha Centauri system. And judging by how the Alpha Centauri and Nerian systems are labeled right to the right of the corresponding star, I believe this one here should be the Sol system. Now, in relation to the Alpha Centauri system, it is in the wrong place because the Alpha Centauri system is the closest one at 4.2 or 4.3 light years from Earth. So there shouldn't be any other systems in between Sol and Alpha Centauri. So I don't know what's up with that. And that's actually one of the reasons why I'm still not 100% sold on that this is the Sol system. But I would say I'm 99.99% sold on that this is the real Sol system. In fact, our solar system that we live in. So we'll probably be able to visit that. And this is not the only indicator here. We have a second one that speaks for that. And that's this picture here. So this is from a short scene where we see the character walk past this rover here on a planet that looks suspiciously like Mars. And we have a reddish sand. We have a dust-filled atmosphere here. And he still needs a spacesuit, so probably the air is not breathable. So that looks really, really like Mars. And that here, that rover looks really, really like the Opportunity rover from NASA that they sent up there in 2003. So if we have a look at that, have a few pictures of that rover. So this is the Opportunity rover, and you can clearly see it looks very, very much like the one we have in the gameplay footage. So it has 6 wheels with this suspension thingy going on here, and we can clearly see it has 6 wheels and the suspension looks pretty much like in the photo. Then we have this camera or whatever this is, this arm here with the sensor or grabbing hook or whatever that should be, and it has pretty much the same configuration as on the real thing here, as you can see. So it looks pretty much like the real rover. And then we have this thing with this round section here, and if we look back here we can see it has that as well. It does look a little bit like a magnifying glass here, so it doesn't look really the same, or maybe that's the back side of it. I can't see the back side here, I just see one side, so maybe that's just flipped around and that's the other side, I don't know. And then these two towers here, they look pretty much the same. So we have one in the middle here, and we have a second one, a big one in front here, and they look pretty much the same. So we see it from the front here and from the side here, but we do have this cable running out, and we have the cable here as well. So that looks pretty much the same. And the biggest thing that sells me on the idea that this is the Opportunity rover is, of course, the arrangement of the solar panels. If you look at the solar panels here, at their configuration, just keep in mind how that looks. And then if we go to this picture, we can clearly see the solar panels are arranged in exactly the same way on the Opportunity rover. So that is, I'm pretty sure this is the Opportunity rover. What else should it be? There's only a few small details, like these black little things here on the solar panels. I have no idea what that is because I don't see them here on this picture. I don't see them on this picture, so I have no idea what that should be. But that's about the only detail, and the rest of it is really pretty much identical to the real thing. So this is Mars. 99.99%, this is Mars, okay? So they don't have to name it for me. I'm pretty sure it is Mars. So second big indicator that we can visit our solar system. So now what are the implications of that? We have 1,000 planets in 100 star systems in this game. So obviously there's a lot of places to visit, and they already told us that there is 4 big cities in the games. There's a lot of smaller settlements too, and there will be a myriad of locations to discover on all these planets, some handcrafted, some procedurally generated. And that leaves me wondering, if Earth is in this game, what did they do with Earth? Now obviously no one can build Earth for a role-playing game like the real Earth, like it is with all the cities and settlements and locations and stuff. There's no way you're going to do that, not even with procedural generation. There's just a technology and the resources to do that do not exist, especially not for a single-player game. I mean, not even Star Citizen is attempting something like that. They have huge planets with huge cities on them, but not all of it is actually how shall I put it? Not all of it is real. A lot of it is just scenery, okay? Especially with the cities, a lot of the buildings and stuff, they have no interiors, and there's just scenery. So there's no way we are going to get a full Earth. However, if we don't get a full Earth, what do we get? I mean, is there just one big city on Earth that we can visit, and the rest is just basically blocked off? That would be the only planet where that is so, because on all the other planets, Todd said himself, we can land anywhere we want. We can land at the settlements, or we can just screw that and land anywhere on the planet we fucking like. So what are they doing with Earth? If Earth is in the game, so what are they doing with it? Is Earth even inhabited? That's the next big question, because I can't imagine having an inhabited Earth in this game, because it would break the gameplay, because we can land on any planet we want, anywhere we want. But if we have Earth obviously will not be able to offer that same opportunity. It will just not be possible because of technology, because of gameplay. It will not be possible. So I'm pretty curious to see what the hell they came up with, and I have a few ideas about that. If we go to this picture here, that hasn't to be on Earth. It can be on one of the colonies, but I believe it is on Earth for several reasons. So let's first look at what this is. This is clearly a museum about space travel, about early space travel. So we get the Mercury capsule here. It's not an exact replica. I think the tip is wrong a little bit, but the rest of it, the texture and the shape and the jetpack down here, it's pretty much, that is the Mercury capsule. If you have seen the right stuff, or if you just research that a little bit, you will know this spacecraft. This is the legendary Mercury capsule from the early manned spaceflight in the US. Then behind it we have another capsule. From the shape of it, it has to be another Mercury, but the texture isn't right. I don't know what it is. It's definitely not a Gemini. That has a completely different shape. So I don't know what the hell this is. It looks like another Mercury from the shape of it, but the texture is just wrong. So I have no idea what the hell this is. Maybe some of you guys, one of you guys does, and can let me know. Then this over here is obviously the famous Apollo spacecraft that went to the moon. From the shape of it, the general shape of it, that has to be Apollo. So we get an early spacesuit over here, and the chair where the astronaut would sit in. Then we get, of course, the Saturn V here, which is a NASA rocket, the most famous NASA rocket that was carrying the moon missions. And we have the moon lander over here, the Spider. So these are things I recognize. Then we have some things I don't recognize. This is a space station, and I have no freaking idea which one it is. Doesn't look like anyone I know. It's a space shuttle, and then we have NASA. So is it a NASA space station? I don't think NASA ever had a space station like this. It's clearly not the International Space Station. It could be Mir, because NASA has flown missions to Mir. So it could be the Mir station, or an approximation of it. I'm not really sure. But I'm pretty sure I don't know what the hell this is in the middle here. This big thing hanging from the ceiling. That is, I don't know what it is. It's not the International Space Station. It's too small for that. It's not Mir. The shape is wrong. This is not Mir. The shape does not fit. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a version with some modules that I didn't find a picture of. I don't know. Maybe it's Mir. Please, if any of you guys know, let me know. But anyway, it looks like the space stations we know and love, like Mir and ISS, just not the exact same configuration. So this is from the early days of spaceflight. Then we have this thing on the balcony or on the second level back here. I have no freaking idea what the hell this could be. It could be something real. It could be something more advanced that is already in the future from our point of view. And maybe you have some idea about that. But there's a lot of stuff that we do recognize that is obviously from the early days of spaceflight. And here in the foreground, we see the famous moon buggy. So we can't see much of it, but we see the two front wheels with the coverage, and we see the golden camera tower here, and we see the communication dish. That's all we need to see. This is the moon buggy. I have a photo of it here. I'll zoom in a little bit. So this is the moon buggy, okay? This is a section here that we can see with the wheels, the coverage of the wheels. We see the golden camera tower, and we see the communication dish right there. So this is clearly the moon buggy. No, there's no question about it. So this has to be on Earth. This, in my head, this has to be on Earth. I can't explain this being on one of the colonies that are featured in the game for several reasons. First, I don't think they would haul all that stuff out to the colonies. There are not that many Apollo capsules and Mercury capsules and moon landers around. So either these are all replicas, but looking at this thing here, it's a little bit rusty and stuff. It looks actually like the real thing. This of course has to be a replica because, well, everyone we shot up there stayed on the moon. And this one, since it also has the jetpack and everything, it either is a leftover that didn't make it to space, or it's a replica as well. And this, of course, the space station here is a model, obviously. So, but still, I'm not really seeing them hauling all that stuff to the colonies. And the building is clearly in disrepair. We have rubble lying around on the ground here. There's bricks lying around everywhere. There's dirt, there's planks and stuff. So this looks like it hasn't been in good order for a long time, and the model here is partially collapsed. So this thing is clearly damaged. This building is clearly damaged. So, and the colonies don't seem to be in a state of war from the lore we get, from the information we have about the lore. So apparently there was a war in the past 10 to 20 years back, before the story takes place, and all the settlements we saw are in a good state of order. So I don't think there is much destruction that we will find on the colonies. I think most of the places we'll see in the colonies are actually kept very well. So I'm pretty sure this is a location on Earth. So what this might indicate is that Earth is like destroyed. It is that there was a war or a catastrophe, something. Earth has been destroyed and is no longer habitable. And during the story missions, we get sent there to specific locations, or maybe it's just a giant rubble heap, and there are a few locations that we can discover under the rubble that are still intact. That might be the other thing. So we get Earth, but in a destroyed state, and there's just a few places left to visit. So like on the other planets, whereas on each planet there will be a few places, and the rest of it will be pretty much empty. So that are two options. That there is specific story locations that we get sent to, or that we can land at, and the rest of the planet is basically off limits. or that we can't freely land anywhere on the planet, but we'll not find anything except for a few chosen locations where there's actually something under the rubble. That might be how this will work. I'm of course completely speculating here. I have no idea. I'm just looking at the pictures, at the information we have, at the material we have, and speculating from that what we might encounter in this game. Now, to finish this off, what would have been really cool, but obviously from looking at these artifacts here, which are all from our real timeline, what would have been really cool if Bethesda would have been like, okay, Earth is in the game, but you can't visit it because it's completely irradiated from a nuclear war, and it's actually the Fallout Earth. That would have been freaking awesome. Like, the colonies were founded by some of the people that got away before the Great War. That would have been some kind of secret colony missions, or some rich people saw that the war coming and built themselves a spaceship in secrecy and just basically left Earth before all of the shit got down. That would have been really cool if they would be like, yeah, okay, you know what, we start a few new franchise, but in secret it's also in the Fallout universe, just off planet. That would have been really cool, but obviously they didn't go for that because these are real space age artifacts, and if you know your Fallout lore, the space race was different in the Fallout universe, so I don't think we get all of these things in the Fallout universe, so these are not this is not compatible with that lore. But well, Bethesda has been known to give a crap about lore, so maybe, I don't know, I hope not. It would be awesome, it would be cool, it just wouldn't be consistent, and I like my lore to be consistent, so I hope not for the sake of consistency, but it would be awesome. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think we can visit Earth? Do you think this scene here is from Earth? What are your thoughts about if Earth is in the game, how it will work in the game? And yeah, what are you thinking about the idea that the Starfield Earth is actually the Fallout Earth? Or that what would you think about it if they went that route, which obviously they didn't? What would you think about that? Let me know in the comments, please. I want to see a discussion there because I think that's pretty interesting stuff here. And yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like below, and be back next time if I have more news about Starfield or speculation. Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. It would help me a great deal. And yeah, until next time, I wish you all the best. Have a great time, be safe, and stay healthy. Bye!